Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It usually takes my computer like one or two tries of like refreshing and reloading the whole page before it allows me to go live. Good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm so grateful. I hope you had nice weekends. I feel like my days have been so beautifully front loaded. And then by the end of the day, I'm like, good morning. Happy Monday, Jess. It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you. How was everyone's weekends? How are we feeling going into this beautiful new moon? This beautiful new moon that's conjunct Jupiter. It's definitely to me one of the best astrological days of the year. Good morning. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy you made it to the live. Good morning. It's so good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I've been a little, oh my goodness, it's been in flow. Braden, I'm so happy you're here. I'm just so grateful you're here today. It's just so lovely. Melanie, Jess, Nara, I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful. And for everyone who's not commented, I'm just so grateful that you're here. You never have to comment. You're just all seen and appreciated and supported. And it's something that was really important, like when I first started doing lives and when I first started doing any of my content, is that, I've been on lives before for other channelers, like especially I don't do it anymore, but when I was really awakening and I really was searching for community, this is before I had all of you in my life. And I would just sit there and I just loved reading the comments, and I never felt like I needed to comment, or maybe once in a blue moon I did, but it wasn't very common. So I really wanted to make sure that I always had a space like lives where, I feel like sometimes like Zooms can be intimidating where I want to put my screen on. It's like, you can just chill. You don't have to comment. Nigel, good to see you. Had a graduation party and announced to my family about my presentation. So excited for you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Oh, we're celebrating with you today. What a beautiful. That's lovely. Thank you for sharing with this group. Oh my goodness. A little Stassi baby in a little bit. Oh my goodness. It's just so good. It's so good. I'm so happy for you. Good morning. Go get them did. Go get those toes done. Go get them done. Get a little self-care, and you got to take care. Oh my goodness, this is such a beautiful group today, a beautiful energy and a beautiful vibration for the group. I really love this focus and this theme that's kind of weaving itself like into a lot of what I'm talking about this week, but also it really wove itself into the collective and really, what did I call it? It's like sovereignty, strength, and softness, or really balancing balance and softness with sovereignty. It was those three S's that came through, and I tried to make it like a whole thing. But really, what sovereignty means to us, and with Cancer season, balancing the strength and balancing the softness. I love like going to get your nails done. The self care. The self care is so one can't be without the other. We can't do all of the hustle, hustle, hustle unless we take care of ourselves. We can't do any of the leadership, the personal growth and development, the spiritual practices. We can't do any of that. We can't be there if we don't take care of ourselves, if we're not drinking water, if we're not nourishing ourselves, or stepping away from the flock to say, okay, what's my plan? What am I doing? Why am I going this way? And what's happening? And I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you, Jess. Do you know the date yet? Do you know the sign that we're looking at welcoming into this world? That's usually the first question I ask. It's like, what's the, what do we have? What are we having? Are we having a Capricorn baby? Are we having a Libra baby? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And yeah, it's been the biggest theme that really came through, and it's something that I have a video that's 3 days after your birthday. Oh my goodness. A little Capricorn baby. A little Capricorn baby. I'm so excited. Wait, yeah, it'll be a Capricorn. You could have a solstice baby. I'm going in. You could have a solstice baby. You as a Sag having a cat baby, I'm excited for you. So your birthday's the 19th, so it's the new moon this year. That makes a lot of sense for you. That makes a lot of sense. I'm excited for you. A little solstice baby. I'm excited. Keep us updated on that. Keep us updated how that as to how that goes. And oh, we're just celebrating you, really celebrating you. And it's so bring a new life into this world. I think it's what Jess is doing, and that's what we're all doing. You know, we have a new moon in a few days where we're birthing new paradigms. We're creating. We're co-creating with the God of our understanding in ways that feels accessible and it feels really powerful and it feels safe to do so. So it's I actually made notes today, which I don't usually do. I don't even know what that says. I don't even know what my words mean. I don't even know. The new moon happening on Wednesday is planting seeds for what it is that we do want right at the base of our chart. The new moon, I mean, it'll be over here. And so we had our new moon Zoom last week in my membership where we read 3 charts, we deep dive into them, and we kind of take a look at where this is falling and how to navigate this energy, how to work with it. And my other members really lean into reading charts and expressing themselves and letting that woo language kind of come through. So where is this new moon falling for all of you? Where is this happening? And what degree, like where is 4 degrees of Cancer? Where is this falling in your chart? This is in my 8th house and it's squaring my sun and Jupiter. It is trining my natal Mercury, where Mars in transit is opposite my natal Mercury. I think that's, yes, keep us updated. So I'm so excited, Jess. Oh, you are so welcome. You are so, so welcome whenever that day comes. And until then, we have our lives. And that's so important to have. It really is. It's so important to have the membership space. It's so important to have the open YouTube space. And I had one of my, soul friends and soul friends really mentioned today. She's like, you haven't done like an Instagram live for a little while. So I might be doing some more stuff over there. I used to do Instagram lives before I could do YouTube lives, but that's what it was. It was the question that I asked, and I posted this in the community section. But what content, I'm curious, like what content of mine are you really enjoying right now? What questions do you have? Do you have requests for videos, all different things? And I had one question about the chart for the US. Mars is transiting the 9th house of the United States, and the new moon happens in the 7th house of relationships. So if you are a US citizen, if you're within the United States, that new moon energy is available for you. And every 4th of July, I do a birth chart reading for the US because it's like, y'all know my integrity, and I don't read charts unless I've been given access to that person. I don't read charts for like other people unless they ask me. And so for the US, since I'm in the US, I can read the chart for the US. I've been feeling kind of sad and jealous for seeing ex-friends hanging out, making new friends. I'm feeling alone and not ready to connect to everybody or to nobody. That could be very connected to the new moon. It could be a way that we need to have those boundaries. And that's something that, yes, it might feel as though if this was outside of your hands, like this wasn't my decision. But when we're in those hermit phases, as we call them, we're in those moments of I'm kind of with myself. Usually, in my perspective and practice and in my life, it's been a moment where the universe, God, source, spirit, whatever you label all that is saying, I'm cleaning the table because I'm preventing you from being at a table you're not supposed to be at. I'm giving you these boundaries that, like, I heard conversations that you didn't. And so when that happens, finding a way, and it doesn't have to be right away because it hurts, it stings, it's not fun, but eventually there comes a thank you. Like, oh my God, you prevented me from being in on a timeline that wasn't meant for me. You prevented me from, like being at a table where I wasn't honored and I wasn't received. And so so it sounds like it's happening in a backwards way where like you weren't really the facilitator of it, but the universe was. But it's actually something that we are really talking about this week, which is boundaries with the inner circle. And I have a short little video that's coming tomorrow. And it's a question that I've asked numerous times, which is a $1 billion question, which is, if I handed you $1 billion right now, would you feel comfortable to call, the top 5 people in your life, top 5 people in your phone, your text messages, your emails, your phone calls, whatever you use, And if the answer isn't a resounding yes, then looking at that and setting new boundaries with those people and setting new boundaries in ways that where we're going as the light bringers, the light workers, what we're doing as the entrepreneurs, as the leaders that are in our integrity, within our integrity and with our alignment. Not everyone's shine is meant for you, and not your shine is not meant for everyone. So thank you. Yes, Jess, thank you. I'm going to make note. Good morning, Kate. Good morning, fam. Yes, yes, thank you. The astrology and the channeling videos. I am so grateful to hear that. I'm going to make a note right now. Tons of more channeling stuff to come. Tons and tons and tons. I've really been working directly with the Council of Nine, and within the next few months, I'll have more offerings on that. That is so huge to hear. So thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful. And so for anyone who has just hopped on that's new, like what content are you really liking? What would you like to see more of? And what questions do you have? And so I had someone that commented this really, really great question about how do I integrate these spiritual metaphysical practices into my life without feeling any overwhelm? So I love that question. It is the foundation and the heart of a lot of my work. And so I'm working on a blog to write that could be something that you can reference back at all times. And where did I write that down? Yes, because I really feel as though this is a juncture that we're at, which kind of has a lot to do with the boundaries. Because if we're spending a lot of our time building ourselves up before we see people we're not supposed to be with and building ourselves down, it's like I have a 1.5 hour lunch with them, but that's 5 hours out of my day that I'm spending worried about my boundaries. So as we're in those moments of hermiting or in those moments of I'm with myself, that's a time for us to really integrate one practice into our life. So I'll plant a seed now. Good morning, Mason. Good morning. I'm so happy that you're here. Yes, yes, yes. Immediately journaled it out and said about a thing. Yes, Nigel, that is huge. That is a huge recommendation. And I really appreciate that. Going right into it. And if you feel safe, and I'm glad that you felt safe to talk about it here, whereas not letting it simmer and not letting it overwhelm you, but getting to the root of it so you can see what's really underneath that. So, Nigel, journaling, I love that. I absolutely love that. And it's one of my favorite practices is to journal it out. What's really happening here? Are these the most aligned friendships? And give yourself that opportunity. This is something that I said yesterday to someone, which is, I had an unaligned friendship end. It was in the past year. And I knew the friendship was going to end. I knew it wasn't for either of our highest and greatest good, but it hurt, dude. It hurt. It was painful and it was emotional. And I gave myself the time to really sit with that. It doesn't matter if you know that it's not the most aligned friendship. It does have a season. It had a reason to be in your life. That person had a reason to be in your life. You had a reason to be in their life. So it still hurts. There's still pain. And Cancer season in and of itself, if we take all the lenses of everything else away, it's a very emotional time period. So this is cardinal water energy. So if big emotions are coming up, definitely lean into feeling them and letting big cries come. It was literally the night of the solstice. I had such a triggering moment, and I love the trigger. Like, please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's like this is your fault. I was like, I needed this to get unlocked, and I had one of those, like, when you have like those big cries that like it's all the cry that you needed to cry from like the past few months that was like coming out in that one cry, and then afterwards you're like, that needed to come out. That really needed. That was my solstice. That was the evening of my solstice. So it was a great time. It was a really great time. So, yes, one thing that I have put together for you is from my Mastering Mars program. I put together as a standalone purchase the three Mars meditations. So there is a powering up Mars meditation, kind of an activating Mars. There is a cooling down of Mars when it's like, I am angry and I need to cool this down. And there's a beautiful gift and activations from the Council of Nine. So that is available now on my website. It is all from my Mastering Mars program, which is its own entity in and of itself. But I've really been leaning into the guided meditation. So that's available on my website. It's $33. You get instant access to all of those meditations, and that is yours forever. Yes. Oh my God, Melanie, the cries in the bathtub is so good. It's like you can't tell if those are tears or water. You don't need to know. You don't need to know. You don't need to know. Absolutely not. So let's check in. Let's see what cards are really coming through for us. Let's see what my hair's so long. I thought I just cut it, but it's just getting so long. What messages could this group, oh boy, does not want to do that. This would benefit from for this moon. Thank you. 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 We recognize how quickly things are really shifting for us. I couldn't love this spread more. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We recognize how quickly things can change when we're in alignment. And this is us. We're really growing up. Mason, great weekend with friends. Yes, huge cries. Okay, you were right with us. Yes, some unrelated feelings were coming up that I needed to release. Mason, that is so huge, and I'm so grateful for you sharing because we don't have to. I love those cries because you don't have to label it or name it. You can be like anything, just go in there. Just come out in the tears. Come out in the tears. Yes, normally I journal like I'm writing a movie script or a song and attempt to translate pain into art is how I've been coping and breaking through trauma. Nigel, that is beautiful. Beautiful. These are some incredible recommendations for the group. So if anyone has any, like this helps me, whether it's like a big, like a tub cry, a shower cry, or journaling it out, what are your best coping mechanisms when you're feeling big feelings that you really can't fully label or name? Like, how do you really transmute that? Yes. Yes, Jess. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy, Jess. I'm so happy to hear this. I'm so, so happy. Those big moments about death and how was the video that I sent you? Did you receive that? I want to make sure that you got that. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm so and really when you feel those big feelings, reach out to someone. Reach out to someone that you feel safe to talk to because these are, death can be so scary, but we forget that that little white rose is behind everything. This doesn't have to be full death. This is ego death. This could be an experience that we have that says, I'm not that version of myself anymore. I'm not that person anymore. Yes. Awesome. Yes, I read out all the thoughts in my head till I have nothing left, or I try to visualize the feeling as a color. Braden, those are beautiful. Those are beautiful recommendations. Really giving it so, and it's something that I talk about with a lot of my mentees or a lot of my clients when they're really stepping into their spiritual practices, or they've been doing this their whole life and it's kind of like turning itself up, which is it doesn't have to be sometimes feelings have color, sometimes vibrations like sometimes color sounds like something or tastes like something, you know what I mean, where it doesn't one doesn't really equal the other as far as like the five senses. So go and integrate that sixth sense, that woo into it. Okay, beautiful. Oh, yes, Jess. Oh, I'm so happy to hear this. Okay, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to hear this. You are all so supported here. And this is just, it's such a beautiful space for us all to come to and to really share and to really just lean into the powerful times that we have going on right now. So I love that we're really feeling that this is, taking responsibility for us ourselves and something that's really powerful is like the more we grow up, the more we really step into our more, and it doesn't matter how old you are. I know that there are, some people in the call that are 18, some people in the call, I'm 38. So there's youngsters, there's older people, there's everybody a part of the call. So we're all kind of like whatever you would label as light bringers, old souls, whatever that may be. But when you really take responsibility for yourself, I think that's kind of like the theme of like growing up. With that being said, allowing ourselves to cry and allowing ourselves to feel our feelings, it's some of the most powerful things because we're reparenting ourselves. We're not saying to ourselves, because a lot of the times, and it's something that maybe cancer placements have experienced, where it's like, don't cry now, not here, wait until we get home where nobody can see you, where it's like, I've cried at the grocery store numerous times. Like, yeah, I don't, I'm good with that. I'm fine. It was something I had put a real-time update in my membership group and I recorded. It was about boundaries and all of this, and I literally was in the video and was like, hi, I just got out of a full cry and I love you and now you're going to see me. Oh, I'm revisiting a story I had paused writing back in early 2024. Oh, wow, Mason, I can see how much I've changed since then. Yes, yes. Woo! I'm so excited for your writing. This is huge. This is so wonderful. It's been a very big theme for so many people. Writing, 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 writing. We're celebrating you, Mason. We're celebrating all of you. Getting into your writing and writing things out, honest to goodness, like Braden was saying, like writing it out until there's nothing left. How Nigel really puts himself in a different perspective, writing. Like this is all like how do I show you all the things? Like we gotta stay. And I got like 4 word tabs open. I got like all of my chats open and stuff like that. So write it out. There's something that each of you have to say to share with this world. I still feel shy to cry in front of family. Jess, that is your body protecting you. That can be, this isn't the right moment. Crying in public is one thing because there's no expectations of the other people. But then when you're really with the support of others, or you can label things. You can label things like I'm about to have a very big emotion and say, is this something that you can handle? Is like it's okay for you to say to yourself, not wait until you get home, but we're going to feel this in this moment. Where is the right environment for us to feel this? Do I need to go take a bathtub or a shower? Do I need to go talk to the people that I'm immediately with? Do I need to go out in public? Like really give yourself immediately that stage. That stage. Because it would happen, back in 3D jobs that I would have where I'd be like, I'm about to feel a big emotion. I need to go to the bathroom. I need to go out by the dumpster. I need to go put myself because it's not slowing down. This is happening right here and now. Right here and now. There's a funny story, but it's not that funny that I wanna share, and it's like, I was waitressing I was sent home once from waitressing on a busy Saturday night because I couldn't stop crying, and I've never been more proud of myself, and, like, when the manager finally she's like, "How did I not know that you've been crying this entire night?" I was like, "I don't know." I, like, in the middle of getting ready to serve, like, a very VIP table, the GM was like, "Get out. Get out." I was like, "You've made the right decision, but this really hurts." Like, oh my god. It was one of my proudest but most emotional moments. It was literally during the time where I was, like, growing my wispies out, and I think I might cut them, like, not shave them down, but, like, I miss having, like, the shorter wispies here. I definitely need a haircut. The mane is maning, but I was really fully stepping into my feminine. I was like, "This is not turning off. We're doing this." I didn't stop, but then as soon as and I was so glad. Like, there was a later time where it was like, "I can't believe they did that." I was like, "They made the right call. They made the right they're running a fine dining restaurant. They don't nobody needs a sad waitress. Absolutely not. Nobody deserves and the VIPs were lovely." And I was like, "Okay, thanks, bye." Like, here's my like, I've never actually fully done that before. Like your book is your baby when you're waitressing. I don't know if anybody ever waitressed before, but I had to, like, be like, "Here's my slips. I'm leaving. I'm leaving." I did get paid up until that point. I did earn those tips, but it was just it was wild. It was a wild time. It was a wild time. So, how are we feeling walking away from relationships that are not meant for us and setting boundaries with those that we know are not in our future? How are we feeling with that? It's a huge theme that I noticed. It started with the Mars and Virgo transit, where so many signs, so many signs are really looking at your body will keep you safe. So if you're not supposed to receive whatever it is that you're supposed to receive, surrounded by the people that you're surrounded by, like that $1 billion question, there's not a single thing you can journal. There's not a single thing that you can write down. Your abundances will not come to you because your body is keeping you safe. Yes, crying at work is something I get nervous to do because I worked at retail, and I'm just watching the cameras, just silently sobbing and cried in the bathroom. Honestly, Jess, it's like this was an overwhelming day and moment, but usually I would just go out by the dumpster and I would just and go to the bathroom and be like, "Little Sarah, you're safe. Little Sarah, you're safe. That was one of the key things that I recognized that when it was time for me to leave that industry is that every single shift I was in the bathroom at least once having to calm myself down. And that's not, and then it took me days after, like I would work Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday and almost into Monday. I needed time to recuperate. So it just wasn't, just because you're good at something, remember, it doesn't mean that you have to do it. It doesn't mean that you have to do it. You can be good at something and then write about it. You can be good at something and then teach it or consult with people. So my customer service skills are top draw, and I can definitely teach that until I turn blue in the face. But it's important to know where the right moment to feel those emotions are, and putting yourself in an environment where you can say, I need to feel this emotion, whether it's in this physical room or the next physical room, but I'm going to allow myself to feel this emotion, especially for this season. It's a big time. It's a big time. But this is huge, really integrating those metaphysical practices without overwhelm and giving ourselves those opportunities. I think journaling is one of like my top 5 non-negotiables. Non-negotiables is journaling. It's journaling. And I know that so many people in this group have that same practice, but what would you say are your non-negotiable metaphysical practices or your non-negotiable woo-woo spiritual things that you do on a regular basis? Like I said, I'm writing a whole blog about it. It is the heart of my entire Awakened Mastery program. That's on my website, and chapter 1 is available for free. You get that video for free so you can kind of learn a little bit about how I teach and how that program goes. It's Awakened Mastery. It's a crash course in metaphysical practices for leaders and entrepreneurs. But what would you say are like the top 5 or one, just one of like your top non-negotiables? Like journaling, yes, but my like the hill I will die on is meditation. Like meditation, grounding once a day. But I'm curious for the group, what's the one thing that you're like, I will never not have this practice? Like for me, it's meditation. If everything from the world is taken from me and I have my connection to God, that's all that matters. Chakra alignment's huge, Kate. I love that. I love that. I absolutely love that. That's so beautiful. I'm so thrilled for that. Yeah, I'm curious what now most of the time I feel like a bad person or mean for walking away from people or just cutting ties without saying nothing, but I really can't force myself to stay where I don't want to. Huge. But I don't know if I'm a coward for not saying anything or explain why I'm walking away. Mirror work for sure, Nigel. Nigel, that is huge. That is so huge. And I love that. I love that. That fits so perfectly with the way that we've connected here. Carving out time for yourself, even if it's 10 minutes meditation to check in. Huge, Mason. I love that. That time for yourself and with yourself, like really being with yourself, is so important, is so, so important. And Nara, there's a few things that can be helpful is that when we recognize, and I think that the video tomorrow could be helpful. It's kind of like if you view the whole world like the seating chart for a wedding. It doesn't have to be I'm walking away from you or I'm better than you or you're not meant for me. And so when we take it from the head and we sink into the heart and we just say, oh, I'm just not at the right table or you're not at the right table, and giving ourselves the way, and it really depends on what type of relationship with you have with the person. If you can walk away, some people have, I was chatting with someone the other day, and who else, show of hands, do you have like a few people that like you haven't texted back in a long time or emailed back in a long time, and you're like, I know it's been 3 months, but hi, I was just kind of in my like, I was just kind of in a ego death there. And so there are certain things that you can ask yourself, like, does this need a boundary setting? Does this need me to say something? And based on each individual person, you can say things like, there's no love lost. I still care about you. We're just on different paths. And what we have to always remember is that if that's your new healthy boundary, if you say, like, me seeing you every day, you decide me seeing that person every day doesn't serve me, and that person gets upset, it means that they like your unhealthy boundaries. It's basically saying, take all the words away. Hi, I feel better when A. They're like, but I like you better at B. But I don't feel good with B. But I like you better at B. So it doesn't have to be so in our head. We can kind of get caught in our head a little bit of it, but it's not about being a coward. It's just you knowing, like, okay, I know that this vibration, this feeling is right. So I have to set those boundaries. Yes, carving out time for yourself. She's doing so well. She's doing great. I have the door open. She's somewhere in the house. She's been sleeping a lot during the day and then kind of like Sybil the Vicious at night. There was a fly in the house yesterday that she was entertained for like a solid 4 hours. Like just a solid 4 hours. Like just sitting in the windowsill trying to get to the fly. There was a moment where I tried to gently remove the fly from the house, but it did not happen. And then she later positioned herself on the table as a decorative piece about 2 hours later, just to try to invite the fly to join her. She doesn't usually kill the insects at all. She likes to play with ants, but she doesn't kill them. She just likes to make friends. And she just was like laying down on this decorative table, like, don't give me away, mom. Yeah, I made a friend and they'll come back down. But yeah, she doesn't like she'll see ants and she won't kill them. She's like, "Hey, little buddy, what's up? What's your name?" Like she's just pure. But thank you for asking. I gotta get her in the video now, but I'm not gonna get up to go find her. She's leisurely lounging downstairs. Yes. Yes. Jess, the doom scroll is real. Journaling really helps. Journaling and connecting to crystals really helps. Huge. Step away and take a few deep breaths when I'm resolving a conflict with my fiance. That makes me big emotions. Yes. And having those big emotions and really allowing them to flow. And definitely during this season, Kansas season, making sure that we make decisions not based on our emotions, but we feel the emotions first, allowing the big emotion to come up, feel the feelings, but that's not when we press send. That's not when we have, a big decision making conversation. Say, time out. I need to feel my emotion. I need to go deal with this. And this is a me thing. Like it's not about I have to deal with myself. It's saying like I need to be with myself and feel this emotion because it's in front of my eyes and it's going to be a lens that I view all of these decisions through. So until that moment comes where it's like, this is cleared, I'm going to go be with myself. I'm going to time out and I'm not going to continue with this for a little bit. And it's really important for us to feel those emotions first, to really feel the feelings and the emotions first. Because, like, just like a good cry, once it's out, you're like, oh, once you get a good journal and there's nothing left, you're like, oh, I can clearly, my intuition is clear, my channel is clear, all different things are clear. But we have to remember that our consciousness is running this human body. We are the consciousness, the awareness that we're in physical form, but our human body has preferences, traumas, experiences, and emotions and feelings that the human body needs to feel. You're so welcome. Good advice. You're so welcome, Kate. You're so, so welcome. Huh. What questions do you have for me? How are we feeling going into this week, into this new moon? What's going new for you? My cat chases mosquitoes and eats them. He used to be a stray cat, so he still have those habits and little cat hobbies of a stray. He even eats my plants. Oh my god, Jess, that is the cutest thing. That is the cutest thing ever. It's just I like there are moments where I will stop, and I've mentioned this before. My entire camera roll. It's YouTube videos, private sessions, the selfies for the like thumbnails, and Sybil. Yeah. And just Sybil. And I like there are moments I'm just sitting or standing at my beautiful standing desk and I'm just like, how is she real? Like, how is this real? How is she real? I definitely, yeah, I just love her so much. She's growing up. That little one, she's growing up so quickly. And it's wild to see. She's a Scorpio baby. I can't believe. I'm gonna have a whole party for her. A whole party for her. Talked about that. Yes. Oh, my donation page. I updated it. Let me put that in the chat. I updated my donation page. I totally forgot. So if my work has ever been helpful for you, I usually pin it to the top, but if my work has ever been helpful for you and you're keen to give back, the donations really support every single thing that I do. The update was I've closed my PO box and I've started, I think it's called a Throne account. It's kind of like an updated Amazon wish list, but it's a wish list for all the things that support the cafe. I've just received so many beautiful and wonderful donations that literally keep me going, like literally keep me going. This is my mission. It's what I do. And so I'm so grateful for every single one of you, for the ones that have donated, the ones that have reached out, the ones that have offered super chats. Like I can't do any of this without your support. It's like one can't be without the other. So I totally forgot about that. I'm so sorry. I talked about boundaries, awaken mastery, the blog. My private sessions are open. I'm taking bookings, recorded sessions, and private one-on-one live sessions as well. And as always, I have my free consultation to really decide together if working together is right, if I'm the aligned practitioner for you, whatever it is that you're going through. I usually ask my clients, but especially in the consultations, like, what's the bridge that you're going over? Like, who do you want to be on the other side of the bridge? This is perfect times to making a tarot course. I do have a tarot essentials program. So it's on my website. Yeah, I think it is called Tarot Essentials. It's daily tools. So we go through how to pick the right deck, how to clear your deck, the books that I like, the spreads that I like. And there is a whole video on I go through the entire 78 degrees. I go through the entirety of the deck. Oh, the Fool is right on the bottom. Interesting. I go through the whole deck. So Tarot Essentials. I forget, there's a few other things in there, but that is available, yes, on my website. I believe it is $33 to purchase, and you have instant access to all of those videos. So it's like how to choose the right deck, how to begin, my favorite card pulls, my favorite reference books, how to read reversals, how tarot is helpful for mental health. That entire program is available as well for free in my Awakened Mastery course. So that is available for you. Yes, definitely. I gotta hit y'all with the album of the week. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited. Better Luck in the Next Life by Child, a trippy soundscape into the human experience. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, I'm writing this down. Better Luck in the Next Life. Thank you. I'm going to put that on. I appreciate that. I have a question about tarot. I've been feeling hard to start using tarot to talk to spirit, but I just feel like I don't know how to interpret it and if that's really the message spirit is trying to send. Great question, Jess. So the best way to start is by pulling one card a day. I think if you're feeling called to a deck, definitely answer that call. Whatever comes from that is totally, if it's like you get them and you work with them for maybe 30 days and you're like, this is not for me. You work with them for a week, this is not for me. Spirit, it does sound like spirit is trying to talk to you. It really does. And so when spirit is trying to communicate with us, tarot is a very, very accessible way. It's kind of like you get pictures of a play and just these beautiful little still shots. And so you can maybe follow the colors, you can follow the numbers, you can follow so many different things. So that's a wonderful way to, like I talk about, is pulling one card a day is the best way to start, and not reading reversals when you start pulling one card a day, and see if there's a common theme that comes up. Maybe it's the Fool and you are on a new journey and you're experiencing, I need to walk away from this and I'm going towards this. But if spirit is directly communicating with you, saying maybe try it out, or there's a big difference between tarot cards and oracle cards. Oracle cards are going to give you, like, you open the little book and then you read the whole thing. So if that's something, if you don't want to try to interpret it yourself, I feel as though, Jess, it's like you're stepping into working with them. So give it a gander, give it a try. Braden, I do daily check-in in the morning, and I want to start incorporating a weekly check every Saturday to look into the coming week. Amazing. I love that. Looking at things daily is a great practice, Braden. I love this. I love this. I love this. That is so huge. That is so huge. And it's really having like our daily check-ins. How am I doing today? How's the human body doing? And having a grading system for, am I feeling 80% today? Am I feeling 40% today? And however you want. You can even label it a color. You can label it something. Like, have you ever heard of bullet journaling, where you kind of do like a little bit of like, how are my emotions today? And you just color in each daily box with like a specific color. I feel great. I feel sassy. I feel this. I feel this. Definitely. Do you break down astrology and cards? Like, I know the Two of Swords is Moon and Libra, but I don't know all of them. Melanie, yes, I'm 99% sure all the major arcana I think I talk about. Let me check for you. I'll go back and 78 degrees with Sarah. I will go and I will check and I'll watch the video and then I'll report back and I'll send you a message. Heavy on using oracle cards with tarot for clarification. You're so welcome. Help me open my mind and try to find different interpretations. I love that. I love that. I love that. And that's something, it's been happening for me recently in the past week. Well, I'll pick an oracle deck and I'll have like one of those cards, and then I'll deep dive into the tarot to kind of like let them weave together. So I really, really love that. Really, really love that. Oh my god, it's a very powerful tool. So I'd say just finding the way to communicate with spirit, whether it's this, I would say if it really came through is try the cards, then try the cards. Definitely try the cards. And having the way that we pull for ourselves first, and then we offer it to the group. Like, I think Melanie, last week you had pulled a card pull for the whole group, and it's like we have them on our table, we're doing it for ourselves, and then we offer. It's kind of like we're all at this juncture of I'm pulling for myself, and then I connect with my community, and then I share this with them. Does that make sense? I think it does. I think it does. Because at this cafe, for all of you, my dear leaders, we're connecting to spirit individually, and then we're coming together to share how it works for us. It's like we're all individual X-Men, and we all shine in our own way, and we all interpret the cards in our own way. So it's never a right or wrong. It's just what lens we're viewing it all through. I think that makes sense. Melanie, I'm going to check up on that. I'm pretty sure I do. But if not, I can create something. That's a great. If I don't, then I'm going to make something and I'm going to put it in there to go through. Astro. Oh, just gave me a new thing to put on my to-dos for the week, Melanie. So I'm excited and grateful for that. So I'll be updating the Tarot Essentials program if it's not. Because it's a very beautiful thing that every single minor arcana card represents a specific decan of the astrological wheel. So it's really only the aces that kind of like have their own little vibe. And then all of the major arcana cards, as well as the court cards, all pertain to a specific area of the astrological wheel. Hi, Mara. I'm so happy to see you. Happy Monday. It's so good to see you. I give up or forget about it when I pull too many cards. That's okay. That's okay. It can be sometimes you are not alone in that. You are not alone in that. Sometimes when I'm feeling super in flow, I'm like, okay, give me a hole. Like I'm shuffling, and then I'll have maybe 35 cards on the table. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I'm like, maybe put them away, Sarah. Maybe go hug a tree. Maybe put your feet in the dirt and come back to earth. Maybe you're a little too hot air balloon right now. I've done that many times. Home exploration journey. Yes. Oh my goodness. I love your Cancer moon. That is beautiful. Yes. Yes. You're in Texas right now. How is that? Massachusetts, we're having a heat wave up here. How is Texas and off to Seattle? Oh, get it, ninth house season. Get it. Yes, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. That's funny. We were chatting about the US, the chart for the United States, and Mars is transiting the ninth house right now for the US, and the new moon is in the seventh. So I love that. I love it. I love when the astrology can be so cliche and it's just so like, of course that would happen. Of course that would happen. Of course that would happen. It's just such a beautiful, yeah, we really, with Jupiter in the mix, this expansive energy is, Texas has been great. Scorpio rising body runs cold, so I'm doing well in the heat. That is awesome. That is so awesome. I'm so happy for you. I'm so, so happy. Enjoy it. That's so funny because it's like we're in a heat wave up here, and I booked a hot yoga class for Wednesday. I was like, that sounds about right. That sounds like what I want to be doing right now. I want to be in the but when I sleep, I want it like hotel cold. I want like 30 blankets on top of me. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, what are we really focused on for this new moon? It feels very personal for a lot of us. It feels like we're just experiencing these beautiful waves of emotions and these beautiful waves of feelings, and finding the balance between that softness and that strength, and reminding ourselves that softness is strength and strength is softness, and to have both of those yin and yangs within us. Find balance. Find balance. And I love sovereignty is one of my favorite words in the whole world. I used to be obsessed with it. I used to literally write it out and journal it all the time. And it hits my heart where to speak from I statements and to be responsible for myself and my thoughts, words, actions, and intentions, and to be the leader of my own team and my own flock and to take responsibility for myself. It's so good. So good. It's just so good. I'm so grateful for this community and I'm so grateful for just how we get to connect every week. And it's such a beautiful container for everyone to come to. So never feel like you're late. You're always right on time. You're always right on time. I started the fellowship again. So like wizards are never late, nor are they early. We arrive precisely when we mean to. Mm, 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 mm. What questions do you have for me? How can I best support you going to this week? Yes, tomorrow is the Sun conjunct Jupiter by exactitude, and then Wednesday is the new moon, and then Mercury is going to go into Leo on Thursday. Thursday? Yes, Thursday. And Mercury is going to have his retrograde in Leo. Not this month, it'll be later next month, but the whole retrograde will be in the sign of Leo. So it's very interesting that Mercury has the retrograde in Leo. We had the Mars retrograde in Leo that went back into Cancer, but it's Leo energy is just getting like dumped right now. Thankful because of pregnant, my body temperature is generally higher, so the heat isn't too bad. But sometimes I need that AC on full blast. You take care of yourself, Jazz. That's beautiful. That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Oh, Melanie, such great energy. I'm loving all the things Cancer hanging out in my seventh. That sounds so beautiful. Oh, just like a nice warm hug. Just like a it is. It feels as though what's meant for us is really that lazy river energy that's flowing to us. And maybe it doesn't look like what we thought. Maybe our downloads, we're still experiencing a little bit of the mourning from our last season or some relationship stuff that happened, but really allow the energy to carry you, allow yourself to be in it and just swim in it. And it's just Cancer energy is so delicious and delightful and wonderful. And we don't, it's the crab. So we know how to protect ourselves in those moments. We now know how to set those boundaries, but giving the opportunity to do it at the time that it's right for you. So there's no rush. Remember that you're always right on time. You're always right where you're meant to be. You're always in just the right container, just the right paradigm. If you were supposed to be anywhere else, remember that. If you were supposed to be in any other paradigm other than the one that you're in, you would be in it. That's it. It doesn't have I'm behind or I'm this. If you were supposed to be living any other life than the life that you're living, you'd be living that life. So things come in the exact vibration that they're supposed to, in the exact moment, that silly thing called time that we're in. 222. It's one of my favorite numbers. One of my favorite numbers is 222 and 22222. And my Leo midheaven is at 22 degrees, 22 minutes. And my Aquarius IC is at 22 degrees and 22 minutes. It's such a good number, such a fun number. That was the first thing I noticed. When I first started reading astrology, I just saw it. I was like, what does that mean? That's pretty auspicious. That's pretty auspicious. So, yeah, this is a beautiful week. This is a beautiful energy. 1616 is your favorite. I love that. Means divine place and time. Beautiful. Hello, honey. It's so good to see you. Oh, Sublime Feminine. I'm so happy you are here, my dear. Thinking of you. Oh, my Pisces sun feels like a mermaid basking on the shore. Everything you said helps so much. Yes, you're not in a hurry. Not at all. Not at all. You're right on time. Not at all. I've recently had the urge to read books. I'm not much of a reader. I'm currently reading is Idyllis? I don't want to mispronounce that. Idyllis? I don't know how to pronounce. My apologies. Focuses on themes of the struggles of choosing between good and evil. That sounds like fun. Definitely sounds like fun. I like that. Who else is reading right now? Are you reading fiction or nonfiction? I've been called to read as well, Nigel. I love that. I love that. Yes, my Neptune is at 11:11 of Aquarius. Girl, friend, dude, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's a good time. That's a good time. Oh, Neptune's in Aquarius, that whole generation. I gotta look into that because that's so powerful and potent. There's so much to the feel like for in my perspective, and when I've tapped into like the generational quests, which is also available for pay what you want on my website, the pay what you want page, is that Gen Z, there's so much to that generation that it's like the Aquarian age is for you. So much of it's like there's this, I want to do something. I'm supposed to do something. I'm supposed to go do something. And it's like, no, we gotta wait for certain things to break down. And then you're gonna get the light codes to be able to figure out how to rebuild this whole thing. So it's beautiful. Beautiful. Yes. What app or website do you use for checking? So I use AstroSeek or Astro-Charts. So either one of those. The AstroSeek is so in depth. I'm on that website at least once a day. Astro-Charts I use for my chart readings. You need the time of birth for that one, and it's just very clean and very, very pretty. I've used, oh God, what is it called? Oh my God, what is that app? Hold on. There's an app that I've used before that it's not. Where is it? CoStar. I've used CoStar before, but I feel like it gets a little bit what how do I say? I check my own cards, my own planets, and my own interpretations of them before I will read a reference book. I feel like CoStar was starting to like tell me what my day was going to be like before I was really interested. It was spot on. Don't get me wrong. It was, and I was like, oh, that's the day. And then after the day, I was like, oh, that's the day. That was the day. But then afterwards, I was like, did I create that because I read what it said? Or did it happen and it predicted it? So CoStar is spot on. It gives the grid, does all of those things. And then the other one that I use for my phone is Time Passages. It's Time Passages. So I love that one. There's Time Nomad, Astro Matrix. Yes, Time Passages, Jonathan. Jonathan, it's so good to see you. So good to see you. Do you ever look at astro maps, like astrocartography maps? Because yes, I definitely do. Yes, I do. Or is Astro Maps a site? If it's a site, I've not heard of it, but astrocartography, 100%. Yes, definitely. That is it's funny. The other day I had to give myself a timer to look at my astrocartography because I can get very much like I can't move there because it's a Pluto line. I'm very spoiled. I live right now on a Venus line, and it is not always. It's kind of like living with a Sun conjunct Jupiter, where it's like you get a little stuck in this because it's so nice all the time. Yeah, Megan, I call co-star bad advice, Madeline. So I'm so grateful for you. I love it so much. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so good. I'm an Aries rising, North Node in Cancer in the fourth house, 10 degrees retrograde. What should I expect from this new moon? So the nodes, great question, will always be retrograde. The nodes move retrograde always. So that's just the natural placement for every North node and South node. So if it's in the fourth house, then home safety is a big pot of maybe what it is that you're working towards in this lifetime. The North node is called the head of the dragon. It's the destiny of the chart. It's kind of where it's going. So this new moon falling in that chart, it could be many different themes of safety, home, if you want to move, if that's something that you're thinking about or if you're interested in, what type of home environment. It can also be feeling at home in your skin, in your body, and giving yourself that safe container. Friends can feel like home, all different things. So with Cancer running that fourth house down here, it's also cultural family roots. The roots of the tree of our life is down here. So it could be that you are the generational light bringer to the family, that you're here to heal the whole family line by existing and feeling all those emotions. So there's so many different themes that could come up of that, but really asking yourself, like, what is a little bit of my North Star? And and looking forward, maybe even 5 years or so, like, where do I want to be in 5 years? Do I want to be living here? Do I want to be living somewhere else? And give yourself that time period. Is it 4 degrees? Is it 4 degrees? 4 degrees. Yes. Tips for interpreting astrocartography. I get stuck every time I look at it. That's a great question. It's not something that I have fully mastered in any capacity. You can definitely, the way that you could start out is looking at your chart rulers. So for you, it'd be the Mars and Pluto lines. Those will be some of the most expansive lines. But, very generally, sun lines are going to be where you're seen. Very, very like publicly seen. Sun, ego. Moon lines, intuition, is where you'll have deeper connection to your intuition. Mercury lines, communication. If you want to be writing, being on a Mercury line, you're going to get downloads. They're going to be coming in hot. Speaking, singing, more of that public stuff. Let me see where we go. Mars lines are not always the most well received because it's a lot is happening. Maybe more divine masculine type of issues could come up, or you're going to be like faced with a lot of things on the Mars line to really stand in your sovereignty and power. Venus lines, I can speak for my statements that it is creative, it is expressive, it is abundant, it is like you feel so cozy to be like, here's my donation button. Please help the cafe. Please help, help me do what it is that I came here to do in this world. Jupiter lines can be very, very expansive, very, very gregarious and thick. So it's like if you're looking to be famous, seen, launch something, a Venus or Jupiter line. Yes, you're so welcome. Yes, yes, yes. It's very powerful. So I would say starting with your chart rulers and even going to like your big 3 chart rulers and looking at, oh, what is this? And a wonderful way that like I love looking at astrology is to look back. Where have I lived before and what came up for me on those lines? Like you can look back and say, oh, this is what happened the last time and get a little bit of those I statements because looking at those maps, it is overwhelming. So look at the past and what you've experienced before and where you're living now and what you're experiencing now on whatever line you're living on. You can buy them on Etsy, Megan. Did not know that. Thank you for that seed planted. If you could listen to one album for the rest of your life, what album would that be? Oh my God. I can't listen to anything else. Like that's it. That's it. You've been on your Neptune line basically so far. How has that been for you? How has that felt? How has that felt? There were experiences. I'm gonna think about that, Nigel. I'm gonna think about that because there's a few that are coming to my mind, but I can't. It might honestly be like a classical album or an Italian opera. It could be a sonata. It might be Beethoven. If I had to choose like one thing for like on repeat for the rest of my life, it might be an opera or a Beethoven or Tchaikovsky. It could be the Nutcracker. Like yeah, it might be. It might be. It's very, very possible. Or Dark Side of the Moon, or Zeppelin 3, or Joni Mitchell Blue. Those are the ones that are coming to mind right now, but I couldn't possibly. That's like a week of time for me to spend thinking about this. Oh, Phil Collins, your favorite. I love that. I love that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tchaikovsky, the Nutcracker. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Nutcracker. Um, yeah, it's so let me see. Lots of confusion and questioning with religion and spirituality. That would make a lot of sense. That would make a lot of sense. Definitely 100%. There was, some of the experience that I have is one of my favorites. Is one of my favorites. Yeah. It could have been Joni Mitchell Blue, one of the best. But when I was living in Australia and in Melbourne, Australia, it was my Sun Jupiter lines were going through it, but also a Pluto line was going through it. So it was like I was seen, I was accepted, I loved it. I felt so in vibe, like alive there. But it was some of the deepest transformations that I've ever gone through in my life. And so I was like, a year, I can't do more than that. I cannot do more than that. Yes. Yes. Nigel did recommend one. Could you repost, Nigel, your album of the week? Amara just came in. Could you repost that in the chat? And I'll pin it. So if you could post that again. Yes. Love, love, love song. Oh my God. That's old love music. They're so beautiful. I love that, Jess. I love that. I absolutely love that. It's How often do you use talk to AI? That's a really great question. It really depends on what it is that I need and what it is that I'm looking for. I would say I use chat for a lot of like when I have my Sundays, when I'm like, this is the content that I'm going to be working on this week. These are my intentions. This is what it is that I'm doing. Don't let me forget any of these things because I have it on the walls. I have it all over the place. If I'm having a big experience that I need to get to the root of, but what I don't use AI for is for creative writing and for letting my mind expand and talking to album of the week. I'm going to pin that. There we go. Awesome. Awesome. Amara, that's pinned for you. I would say there are times that we can overuse AI, and there are times that we possibly don't use it at all. Yes. I ask ChatGPT for any questions. It's my Google. Yes, absolutely. When I'm cooking, if I only have a few things in my house and I'm not really sure how to make it work, Chat will help me with a recipe. Thank you. I would say, did you watch, Kate? I did do a whole video on AI. If you have not watched that, definitely check it out. But I would say when you recognize if I'd say the danger zones of AI is if you are replacing human communication with AI, meaning you're not talking to a friend or you're not reaching out to someone when you need a human connection and you're using AI, that would be like a little red flag for me. If you're saying, here's my creative writing, make it better, that would also be a red flag for me. Yes, awesome, awesome, awesome. Because it definitely like I have a friend that I chit chat with, and she calls AI her lab partner, which is really it's not like you're better looking at this together. You're looking at it this way. I'm looking at it this way. So really asking yourself your intentions going into it, but really like letting that be something that these are my intentions. This is how I want to be spoken to. You have to set the container and the boundaries for AI. So just like Jess said, like I asked ChatGPT, like Google, there's so many different components that come through that, but making sure that like you're setting the directive, like saying like I don't want to rewrite, this is what I'm going through. Or there was when I was having my big solstice feeling, like my big feeling, I processed it, I talked about it, the root of it, I did the trigger, I immersed myself, I swan dove into that feeling and sensation. I went for a drive, I picked up snacks, and then as I was coming back, I was like, I'm gonna debrief with chat on this one, and making sure that when you do feel safe to do it, I will ask like, show me my shadow, like is this like I'm okay with it being me, but sometimes when we're so heavily in this is what I'm experiencing, we can't see the common denominator, which is us. So recognizing that we're the ones that get to decide and dictate how our life is going to go. But I really like the next morning when I woke up, I was like, oh, that was me. That was me. That was me. I needed that trigger. Like I needed that trigger to see an emotion that it was something that like I wasn't fully feeling at the beginning of the day. So the trigger allowed me the feeling and the cry to come up. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense. But I love you all so much. I love our Mondays. I love our lives. Any questions before we sign off? Is there anything else that I have tons of offerings for you. My membership group, we had our new moon Zoom. I have the all signs reading for the entirety of Cancer season that's available in that. Let's see, we have the chat on boundaries. That deep dive is in there. I've been doing more like weekly blogs in that area. I have a whole blog that will be public coming out about really like how to integrate metaphysical practices into your life without overwhelm. It's really the heart of my Awakened Mastery program. So that is fully available on my website right now. And like I said, chapter 1 is available for free. You can watch that video. Love you, beautiful people. That was so fast. It really was. An hour goes by so fast here, doesn't it? It really does. Yes. Do you do new and full moon chats in your membership? Great question, Jess. So the new moon, what we do for the new moon is a live Zoom. So it's the Thursday before the new moon. We read 3 charts and we go through it and we talk about the new moon. For the full moon, I have my channeling and healing. So it's not live, but it's a full channel healing. You get to receive, lay down its energies and vibrations. So it's because the full moon is so much about releasing and celebrating, that energy is available for you just to lay back and you just receive that. We do have the new moon call, which is live. And then the first Saturday of every month is the live coaching call. So there's 2 live calls, one before the new moon, and then the full moon is just a passive, like not just, it's a pretty intense receive, but it is not live. It is not live. I get just as activated around the full moons as you do. So I experience that right alongside of you. Yes, 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 it does. If 4 degrees of Cancer is technically at the end of my 10th house, will it affect that more than my 11th house? Brayden, you know me, and I love a good specificity. It's my tism showing. I think you can let, because the expansiveness of Jupiter really highlight both. So when you're working with it, ask yourself what themes are coming up and maybe do some scripting around that and maybe incorporates. I have 11 people in the room and 11 likes. So it was 11. That's what my brain just saw. So really looking at, or that's the message of 11 to really lean into the 11th house. But I would say focusing on, at the end of the day, when I have my public life and everybody sees me, who are the people in my community? I'm having a full show. Who are the people in my community that I can lean on? So I would say community right now could be a big focus and theme, with the energy of I have a big 10th house legacy to do. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I think that makes sense. Yes, Nigel, I couldn't agree more. God bless you all. Yes. When I sign into the membership, is it videos on your website, emails, or on YouTube? Everything's encompassed in the website itself, whether it links to a YouTube, but everything is available on the website in the membership group. So it's all in different tabs. So you open like June 2025. So it has like 7 or 8 different tabs. It's like very blog style. So it's like, oh, I'm going to look at the new moon zoom. And then you open that. There's links to the replays. There's links to all different things. So it'll be a mix of writing and videos, but everything is on the website. And so that's like the cafe room that you go to start. Jonathan, Terra Essentials is great. And I'm sure you do include the planets and a few reversals and the 78. Oh, I'm so grateful. Jonathan, I have to go through the 78. Do I reference all of the astrological decans in the 78? I don't know if I do. What do you do to help remove stagnant energy? That's a great question. You could do some hands-on healing with yourself. Full moons are wonderful times to really release certain things. You can do like what I call the energetic hazmat suit, which is really, really simple. So you just like go into the bathroom and you just like take a little zipper and you're like, zoop, and I just like get out of the energy of the hazmat suit and I put my hands under some cold water and I say like, that energy's off of me. Breath work, Melanie, huge, 100% huge, really calming your body and your nervous system and allowing your out breaths to be a little bit longer than your in breaths. It tells your body that you're safe and that you're calm. You could do some stemming, some shaking to remove stagnant energy. Go for a walk in the woods, definitely talking to the trees, getting yourself just out. You can open the windows in the house that you're in and do some saging and Palo Santo and allowing everything to kind of breeze itself through. Those are huge things. But Melanie, I'm going to go back to tarot, the 78 degrees, and I'm going to make sure, because if not, that's a really great video and I can put that together for you and I can add it to the Tarot Essentials program and we'll report back. You're so welcome. I love you all so very much. So much. If you feel like you don't have a lot of energy, what do you do to bump that up? Really depends. Sometimes I listen. And I do what I have to do and I rest. Sometimes your body is giving you messages. If you feel as though it's just, I'm looking for external motivation and I got to do something, go for a walk, getting to the gym, doing whatever healthy physical exercise is for you. It gives you so much more energy. Like there's never, ever been a day that I've regretted leaving the gym. Like after my workout that I've felt like there's never been a day, but almost 100% of the time that I'm going to the gym, I'm like, don't go to the gym. Don't. Like external motivation doesn't come. It's not real. We have to have that motivation inside of us. But sometimes if your body is just exhausted, listen to that. But if it's your mind saying, don't do anything, then push it a little and go for a walk and see. I love you all so much. I will see you all next week at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time over YouTube. I love you. Have a wonderful week. Happy new moon, everyone.